vision. You walked in confidence. You knew for a fact that there was going to be a room or a floor with a pillow that you were going to be able to lay your head. See, you don't have to have this type of faith that John is going to have. You don't have to have the type of faith that Jose was talking about in terms of showing you the community of how this guy's going to change an entire country. He's got a 30-year plan to turn Honduras around. You don't have to have the same faith that the Cosmos Magembe, Joseph Magembe is having, because they're doing the exact same thing. He got involved in this business not because he wanted to get rich, but he wanted to make sure he bring clean drinking water back to his country. I'm not saying that that's the type of faith that you got to have in the very beginning. What I am saying is you got to have the faith to take the very first step. And the very first step is going to be challenging. Bass Grant talks about the potholes that you're going to have, the bumps in the road, and all of those kind of things, the spare tire that you're going to need. No, he talks about all that because that's what goes on. Going from where we're going to $300 million, it ain't a joke. Y'all think sometimes it's stage talk. It ain't stage talk. You got to speak it into the future, but you got to back it up. And I'm going to tell you right now, we got too many people who just talking. We got too many people who are just, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to blah, blah this and I'm going to do. No, speaking is good once you back it up with action. If you're speaking with no action, all you have is a vocabulary. You don't have results. Do you think Shane Moran and Joseph Moran, if they go out and do what it is they do and don't have a vision for where we're about to go? You're going to get tested. They canceled almost every aspect of this event, and we did not even stutter. We did not even waver. Tonight's event was canceled. It was canceled. The Lear jet that you saw was canceled. They canceled it. Called said, hey, listen, your jet, we're sorry. New Year's Eve, all the jets have gone out of Las Vegas, and yours is actually going into service, and we can't service you. We're sorry, we can't do it. All those Mercedes-Benzes that you see that was there, it didn't happen until the day before the event, but we never waited. Why? Because we walked in confidence and we knew what was going to take place. Every time you stop to think whether or not you're doing the right thing, the universe and the enemies of that universe have actually won. When you're in massive momentum, when you're going 150 miles per hour, you don't have time to stop and see what's going on. You got to be so zoned in and you got to be so focused. And the only way you can be on the road and go and have the nerve to go 150 miles per hour is if you know the future. And what I mean by that is you've got to know without any doubt that 20 miles down the road that there's still some road that exists. And some of you put more faith into a street or a navigation system that you've never been down than the navigators right here who've already paved the way. They just told you if you do this, the road still is there. We fixed the potholes. Shane fixed all the potholes before I got here. And then we got together and we said, you know what, there's some more potholes. We went down this path and there were a lot of potholes, a lot of bumps, and a lot of bruises. And some of you, I got to be real candid with it. This is the best time to get involved. Don't say, I wish I would have got involved when you guys got involved, because 98% of the people would have quit. You say, well, how did you know? Because that's exactly what they did. That's what a quitter's job is to do. A quitter's job is to quit. And when they get a promotion, they promote it to making sure that they get you to quit. Who would have believed that right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, that we've got an arena full of people? When last year, we had 1,700 people at our convention, and this year over 10,000. What company do you know that that's happening in? And I'm not here to promote OG over any other company opportunity. We embrace every company that's out there. We don't believe that we have competition. That's not from an arrogant standpoint. We want every other company out there to win, because when they win, it's another story for you and your prospects to believe that it can happen. There's enough out here, ladies and gentlemen, and I tell all of our leaders, don't ever get into the wars of talking bad about this company or that company or that. There's enough out here for every single person in this room to become a multi-millionaire if you choose to. You don't have to put somebody else down. You don't have to put somebody else down to lift yourself up. And that's what most people do. But I'm asking you again, how confident are you going to walk when you leave here? Are you just right now, did you come here and did you make a quality decision? And that means that through the duration of this event, your excitement and your passion and your enthusiasm is at an all-time high. But sometime tonight you might get a phone call because your spouse is not here and they say, oh, I thought you were coming home early Monday morning. And now you're completely derailed. Or maybe you get a phone call from a bill collector. Maybe you went out there and you bought some magazines and somebody called and said, well, you know what? I saw you ran a credit card for some magazines at that OG event. Don't you know that the lights aren't on? And then you go back over to the customer and say, can I return? Can you give me 3 of Jose and John's and 4 of the one with the coffee that's on? Because you're completely derailed. You're not walking with confidence. Or are you going to call them and say, listen, if I don't get these magazines, it won't be no lights next month. Where does your confidence lie? Where does your dream and what does your vision lie? That's the question that you got to ask. Ladies and gentlemen, we did our job. We did our job. Christian Steinkeller, when he spoke, his job is done. All of these blue diamonds that we have over here, their job is done. The hard part has already been done. The obstacles are going to come at you. Oh, the arena is not available. What do you mean the arena ain't available? Y'all don't understand. We got a vision, we got a dream. We don't care about the arena ain't available. Make it available. Well, somebody's already rented it. Oh, somebody's already rented it. Some of y'all were crying. I can't believe they changed from the 16 till they went back to the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and I got to change my flight. It's going to cost me $30 in change fees. Because the size of your dream is the size of a change fee. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to get a bigger dream. You're going to have to get some tough skin. We can't go where Bernie was talking about us being $1 billion company, capturing 1% with these little $30 mentalities. It's not going to happen. And I know some of you get your toes stepped on and they're supposed to. That's why I wore my hard shoes today. Because we can't go there with us, Shane and myself and these leaders delivering these little fluff messages. Oh, it's going to be okay. You can keep on thinking like a loser and you'll turn into a winner. Just stay around. No, it don't work like that. And I told you, many of you pay hard money. You pay money that you work for all month. And you come to events because you want people to tell you things that you already agree with. That's one of the strongest recipes to stay broke. You're supposed to disagree with the people who are sitting here at this table. Why? Because they think differently than you. It doesn't mean that they're better than you. You heard them say where they came from. They think differently than you. And I never forget, because I was in that same situation when people would be on stages up here and I'm sitting up there in the nosebleed section and the speaker would say something I disagreed with. And later on he'd say something. He said, if you disagree with me, one of us is stupid and it ain't me. I'm not saying, I didn't say that here, but I would get even mad and I would disagree with that statement. And it amazed me that I stayed around him for a few more years, and then I said to myself, man, he's changed. He changed his message. I agree with what he's saying now, And then I go back and listen to the tape and it was the exact same message. I was the one who had to go through the change. I was the one sitting up there stupid and broke. It wasn't him. I was the one who needed to get my family out of debt. How confident are you going to be? How confident are you going to be tomorrow? How confident are you going to be in the next 10 minutes? We talked about 2,500 sapphires breaking. Some of you sitting up there right now when we said it, what happened was doubt immediately sunk in because you're sitting there, I don't even have 3 people with me. I know I can't go sapphires. The negative force of the universe just won when you had that conversation with yourself. I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, 70% of the dialogue that you have is always with you. And if you're right now broke, it's because you've talked yourself out of riches. It ain't nobody else. There's nobody else who's to blame because what you did or whatever, or somebody, oh, you don't know, my daddy talked to me bad when I was 2 months old, and my mama left and she didn't come back till I was 6 months in my school. You're giving somebody else power over your future. You're going to have to get rid of all the excuses. You're going to have to walk in total 100% confidence. We're going to go for 1 billion. We're going to go for 2 billion. We're going to go for 3 billion. We're going to go for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 billion. If it was easy, this arena wouldn't have fit for today. That's why they say it's room at the top. It's always room at the top. 2,500 sapphires. We want 2,500 of those of you right now who are sitting and got your hoopty in your garage. We want you leaving here. Bernie's already proved it and said, hey, listen, we don't want you with that hoopty anymore. We want 2,500 of you.